Right then, this is a road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 2.2 SE diesel. This particular car is registered LO12OTS, and mileage at the start of the video is 76,951 miles. Reason for doing these videos is effectively so anyone that's looking at the car in the advert online actually gets to see the very car advertised in operation. It gives us opportunity to tell you what the car's like to drive, but by far, much more importantly, of course, if there's anything wrong with the vehicle. It's the whole point of doing it. It's also done on these really quiet country roads, very close to our premises, so hopefully be representative of what you'd feel when you drive the car yourself. Car's obviously been very well looked after, and it feels it pretty much straight away. It feels really, really tight. Engine starts absolutely instantly, of course. I mean, it's an absolutely brilliant engine, the 2.2. I love this engine. It's very sweet, very, very quiet in operation. So much so at speeds like this you just can't even hear it. It's only at lower engine RPMs, lower gears rather, and higher RPMs that you actually really notice it at all, and even then it's civilized. Obviously it's cam chain driven. They're unbelievably tough and durable as well, with just normal maintenance. But it's just a lovely engine to use day in, day out. It delivers really, genuinely astonishing economy, but pulls really, really well as well. But as I said, I've always had a real soft spot for this engine in all the cars that Honda have put the engine into. Worth pointing out, there's absolutely no warning lights at all on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the vehicle. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Temperature gauge, almost forgot, running at a third, and it's been running for over an hour now, the car, so that's exactly where it should be. So yeah, clutch and gearbox. Clutch is absolutely perfect on the car. Smooth, silent in operation. Bite point is exactly where it should be, all absolutely spot on there. Same with the gearbox. It just feels just so tight and taut in terms of the gear change. Honda do these gear changes absolutely brilliantly. They don't just sort of chuck a gearbox in the car and say there you go. They put a gearbox in that actually is good to use. It feels hefty and mechanical without being heavy in any way to operate. The springing between the gears, absolutely perfectly done. It really is a lesson to all manufacturers on how to do a really, really good gear change, and I can detect absolutely no wear at all in it. Couldn't separate that from a new gearbox and the way it feels in hand. Steering on the car tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations at all coming back to the steering wheel. There's speed at anything up to the legal limit that I'm allowed to go on test drive. But it's a lovely power steering setup, very precise, very accurate, but it's got a real nice weight to it as well. It's not one of these horribly lifeless overlight electric power steering systems you get in so many cars. They've given it some real substance, and it's all the better for it. And it's perfectly tuned to the chassis, really, really well done. Chassis on the car, I'll get the boring stuff out of the way. I can't hear any noises, there's no clonks, there's nothing at all from underneath the car. It feels absolutely solid. Honda have just done a brilliant job with this chassis, because the last generation was always a really dynamic car, great fun, great direction change, great handling, but in some people's opinions, not necessarily mine, at the expense of ride comfort. So the sharper ridges, it would get caught out. This addresses everything, because the ride is extraordinarily comfortable. It's as good as anything in its class. Really is a fabulously comfortable car, but it's still got the agility of the old one. It's still very precise. It goes to the corners absolutely beautifully. A lovely poise, balance, really lovely damping. Don't get loads of pitching and wallowing as you're driving along either. But it just feels so solid on the road. It really does. Brakes on the car absolutely spot on. By the way, I'm not going to do it now because I've got a lady right behind me in her car. But the brake pedal's lovely and solid. There's no pulsing or vibrations at all coming back through the brake pedal. Looking around inside in the car here, we've not cleaned it yet. It's not going to need a lot because it's very, very clean anyway. But it's just such a fantastic dashboard, and I really don't tire of them at all. It's just so interesting to look at in a world of, you know, normal dashboards with binnacles here, center stacks there. They're all kind of the same. At least Honda have had the decency to try and do something different. But it works because all the information high up, radio, all that kind of stuff, information display, but most importantly, speedo, is right up in your line of sight. So I can look at the car ahead, but at the same time, I can clearly see the speed I'm driving. It's utter genius in the way it works. Everything's working exactly as it should. Air conditioning's pumping out lovely cold air. Sorry, the lady behind us getting really rather close there. I thought she was about to climb into the boot of our car. Yeah, the air conditioning's absolutely ice cold. All the gauges, all the switches, everything working exactly as they should. What the videos really can't get over, having said that, is just how solid these cars are. Not a hint of a squeak or buzz or rattle or anything, but it feels solid. It feels like a car from another generation up. I mean, it just feels like a bigger class of car in terms of the solidity and quality of it. Really is a fabulous, fabulous car. As I said at the start of the video, the point of these videos is to pick up on any issues, no matter how trivial they may be, but there's nothing on these at all, and I haven't got the excuse that I haven't driven one before. I actually used to work for the Honda dealership in Bristol, as did my business partner, so we know these things at the back of our hands, so if there is anything wrong, we do know. But this drives sensationally well by any measurement. Having said that, if I've missed something on the video, don't hesitate, please do give us a call.